Live? Now we're live.
Okay, good.
We're live.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know anymore. I really don't.
All right, get out.
Finishing up some editing, folks.
Yeah.
Jacob will entertain you.
Blah. Hello there.
File. I just realized I exported that a second ago, and it was before I did any of this other massaging of the file, so I've got to re-export it again. Export. Yes, save. Yes. Okay. And okay. Go to this site.
Yeah, guys, we're going to do, what is this, our last movie for the month?
No, we got one more movie for the month.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Want to know we've got that one other movie for the month.
That is right, but for some reason I'm drawing a blank.
Really?
Yeah, really.
You don't remember what our last movie of this month is? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with a certain project coming up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Again, like everything else this month is an hour long.
That is true.
It is weird.
That is true.
It's been an hour long.
Yeah, so we will be doing a review of a certain movie.
That might be hinted at behind us somewhere.
Exactly. Behind, back there somewhere. No, it's not Gundam.
Wait, that's the wrong song.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gundam.
No, I started singing Evangelion, which is entirely different.
Completely different. Not Fly Me to the Moon.
No, I was going to go, Saudade. I'm saying the words wrong. I can't sing in Japanese. It's on my phone because I like good music. I just have no idea what they're saying.
So today we will be reviewing Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, the Three Musketeers.
All for one and one for all.
Exactly. Instead of you're scared like a duck. Yeah, that's the odd one. It's like,
I'm just saying, that's what he kept turning into.
Yeah, that is true. It was funny. So yeah, we were reviewing that. It is available on Disney Plus. So if you want to go watch it, go watch it. You can come back and listen to us later on your favorite podcast directory, or you can rewatch this, comment down below, and or if you've seen the movie already, comment down below and get the conversation started. Yeah, while Drew types and
types the wrong things, it has the backspace.
Okay, you are currently uploading what?
I am currently going to schedule to upload for tonight the 19th episode of Thundercats: The Pit.
Yes, very good episode. So if you are not following our review of Thundercats 2011, I would highly recommend it. It's actually a very good series. Sadly, it was short on one season, but we are doing a review of that series, and trying to give that show a little love. And oddly enough, we're going to be doing another season that
really very quickly. That needs more love than it has.
Exactly.
At least it got to finish.
Yeah, it got to finish. But so yeah. Also, that series is on Disney Plus. Let's just say that.
If you didn't know any better, you'd think we were a Disney podcast.
You would think so, but we're not. So
I got to fix that one from yesterday.
You can watch Thundercats 2011, also the original series of Thundercats 1985 on Hulu. If you are a subscriber to Hulu. And if you do the smart thing, now granted, we are not sponsored by Disney Plus or anybody. I wish we were. That'd be amazing.
Sell out. Just give us some money.
Yeah, exactly. So if you need to, you can do the bundle package, which is Disney Plus, Hulu, and
sports channel nobody watches.
Hey,
I don't watch it.
ESPN.
So
Plus.
I assume nobody else does either.
Yeah, ESPN Plus. You can do a bundle pack for list like $13, which is really, really good for that much content. So go check them out if you want to go watch Thundercats 2011. It's a really good series, really very well told, like a certain other series in the background. It's just very good. Which I don't know which one, because there's a few of them up there.
Yeah, I was about to say we have a few of them.
There's a
that
few
are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, quite a few of them are on Disney Plus. Hopefully we'll get around to doing the other one on my left.
One of these other ones.
Yes, on my left, you're right.
Hang on. I'm trying to situate myself because I don't want to block Garfield.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, definitely don't block the lazy cat.
He hates Mondays. That's why we record on Tuesday.
Very good. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to get started shortly with a review of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy's Three Musketeers, which is a very funny.
How do you say this in French?
I have no idea because I'm not French.
I'm not either.
I
don't even have any French ancestry.
I do. I know that.
Les Trois Musketeers. Actually, it does look like it says Musketeers.
It does.
That's what's funny.
Sorry for any of our French speakers.
Musketeers, Musketois. I don't know. I'm not French.
Yeah,
I'm a British guy. That was horrible.
You're American.
Well, yes, but a lot of my ancestry comes from England and Scotland. And Germany.
Yeah,
you can't see any of my German. Or for that matter, any of my Aztec.
Yeah.
But if you go back far enough.
Right. Yeah, mine's a lot of mine is a lot of Scottish. Scottish are ours. Yeah, Scottish. Yeah, because I've related to the Anderson clan, which fought with Braveheart or William Wallace at the Battle of Stirling Bridge, which is interesting when you get to know that, because I actually know a family that is a direct ancestry to William Wallace. And I was like, hey, our families are connected in somehow. And it's like, really?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that happens when you're a history nerd. All right, so we'll get started shortly. And so hang on there. We'll get started in just a minute.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
One way or another.
Yeah.
Though I'm not sure what we're waiting on.
I don't know what.
Are we waiting on anything?
I don't think so.
Do you have a way to introduce me?
I thought I did.
Because I got one to introduce you.
I wonder how that's going to go.
Oh, and it's not as good as previous ones.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion.
So is Audacity running?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Yeah, we need Audacity.
The editing. I need to check audio levels.
Yeah, because that'd be nice. Because otherwise, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're too loud."
No, it looks like you're about loud enough.
Okay,
and so am I.
Okay,
Skippy, Skippy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yoink, yoink,
yoink.
I make noises.
That we do.
I'm waiting on you.
All right, let's go.
Oh, and fair warning to everyone, it is raining outside, so if you hear rain, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anywho. Starting in. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who just feels like he needs to go to the opera. Jacob.
Well, no, because I'm an artist. I'm not an opera singer.
I didn't say you were going to sing in the opera. I said you were going to go to the opera.
Ah, okay. Well, never mind. Oh, I spent myself as an actor. Why, thank you. And I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who Just wants to be king. That's all he wants to do. Welcome, Drew.
I'm gonna be the main event like no king was before. I sang that at a talent show once.
Okay, that makes
when
sense.
I was in 4th grade.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I have the song memorized. Well, of course, I have every song in that movie memorized.
Exactly.
Anywho,
go back to our review.
Lion King episode.
Yes.
And be amazed how quickly I didn't jump in to be prepared the entire time.
Exactly.
Both movies.
Yes.
I wanted to because the second one pissed me off. Moving on. How are you doing, Jacob?
Man, I'm doing very well. Arr. It has been a very long 2 days.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. So how are you?
Long 2 days.
Okay.
I've been printing.
Yay.
A lot.
I've been walking in the rain most of the day.
So have I.
Yeah.
Anyway. What have you been watching?
What have I been watching?
Anything.
I did watch the entire second season of My Hero Academia.
Awesome.
Yeah, which is amazing, incredible writing. Thank you for letting me borrow it.
You're welcome.
That is going to tie in perfectly with a review we'll be doing shortly.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned for that. Other than that, what else have I been watching? Finished up Neon Genesis Evangelion. That was good.
Okay.
The ending of that movie, that show is very interesting. And then the director got a bunch of death threats and is like, you know what? You want something different? Okay, I'm going to give you something different. He gave you the
orange
end.
Juice.
A lot of orange juice. Let's say that with the end of Evangelion. But other than that,
you realize if we ever, which I assume at one point we will, you realize when we get to that episode, that will be that episode subtitle.
It will.
That's a lot of orange juice.
That is, yeah. It's oh my gosh, a lot of orange juice, and it's more. You'd have to watch the series to understand most of the movie.
Right.
And no, we won't watch the what is it, the first movie, which is more like it's kind of a preview to the series, and they jump into the movie proper, which is
so
just
it's last time on Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, eventually we'll get around to doing that, and I hope you guys join us for that. That is all I have been watching far as I can recall. What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? I've been watching Phineas and Ferb. I just finished the second season.
Oh, nice.
Also, I have been watching, or more accurately, I watched the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. That is a weird show.
Well, yeah, it's WandaVision.
It's
Wanda.
I will watch the whole thing because I have a feeling a lot of this show is not going to make sense until you do watch the whole thing.
Exactly.
But for right now, I'm sitting there going, that's interesting.
That it is.
I hope we get somewhere soon because right now, I just know there's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And the talking dog is not going to be the one that solves it. Unfortunately.
Those darn kids aren't going to help either.
No. But one of them was a kid. The last time we saw her, she was a kid.
Oh, okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I spoiled nothing that you couldn't look up on IMDb.
That is true. That is so true. All right.
So, yeah, I've been watching that. And then I have picked back up Persona 5 Royal. I am, for those who are curious, I am between the Futaba's dungeon and, well, I just started Okumura's dungeon. Not that tells you anything, unless you know what I'm talking about. Nope. I'm on the space station. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Just got back from Hawaii. Morgana got pissed. Morgana got pissed at us.
Ew.
Because Ryuji wouldn't shut his fat mouth.
That happens.
You don't even know who any of these people
are.
No,
I don't.
Nope. A lot of our listeners probably don't know who these people are either.
Probably not.
Funny thing, I'm 90 hours into the game and I'm only halfway through.
Wow.
It's because I am taking my time and trying to get everything.
I gotcha.
So I only have to make one trip through if I can help it to get platinum. Also, actually, that's going to be about it, I think.
Okay.
Outside of course, our usual stuff, our Thundercats, our Three Musketeers, the Venom.
Yeah.
The other movie I didn't like.
Candyman 2.
Yeah. That's what you want to call that.
Yeah, it was definitely Candyman.
It wasn't as good as the first.
Okay.
In my opinion. Listen to that episode on Movie of the Week podcast,
Yeah,
along with the Venom episode whenever they release.
Yes.
Also, I think that's actually about it. What do we got in the news?
All right, so let me get to the news real fast.
Listening for a specific news story if you caught it.
Maybe.
Merci beaucoup. That's
all right.
as much French as I know.
All right.
Also, moi. I know moi.
You know moi.
I know moi because of a certain thing that's going to be coming up once you get to it.
Okay. If I get to it.
Oh, it will be brought up one way or the other. Trust me.
I don't know what news he's talking about. I honestly don't.
I'm excited.
All right. So this was interesting. I was looking at where I normally get my information is animationmagazine.com.
Mm-hmm.
So this was in one of their featured articles. And okay, so we did a reaction to Disney Pixar's Soul.
Yes.
And so obviously this movie is being dubbed into different languages.
Of course, it always is.
Yeah, so now there's a controversy behind it.
You're kidding me.
I'm not.
Who did they piss off?
Well, they according to the article,
I mean, who did Disney piss off?
Okay.
And Pixar.
Okay. So let me read the article. This is from the New York Times.
Okay.
New York Times dives into the debate famed let me start over with that. I was stuttering all over the place. The New York Times dives into the debate flamed by growing resentment by racial stereotyping and prejudgment of European speak voiceovers. The movie's groundbreaking black lead character Joe Garden, voiced by Jimmy Fox in the English dub of Soul, is being played by white actor Nicola. I'm going to butcher this name.
Don't worry, I got one. I'm going to butcher much later on. Butcher pretty badly.
Yeah, Nikolai. Yeah, Nikolai Lee Kiss of the Danish dub. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Any of those who are in Denmark. In the Portuguese version. Apparently this is
the Danish dub and the Portuguese version.
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm confused.
That's what the article says.
Oh, he's an Afro-Portuguese actor.
Yeah.
In the Danish dub. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently they're calling for a recast with a Afro-Portuguese
That's what
actor.
They want as an Afro-Portuguese.
Yeah, exactly.
What
so
if there's not a Danish Afro-Portuguese person?
I have no idea.
Why not Afro-Dane?
I have no idea.
I assume there's Afro-Danish people. I don't know.
Right.
I'm guessing.
Either way, be like people are going to get,
hire a black person from Denmark. That's what they want.
Exactly. And which I'm pretty sure.
Assume they're there. I do not know.
There are people of African descent all over this all over this planet. Thanks to the slave trade.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we have a ton of African.
They're everywhere in Europe.
Yeah, they're everywhere. There are a ton of African descended people from all over the world. So I'm pretty sure they can get this done. But they've apparently they're going to hire an open letter for Afro Portuguese actor Hajo Fortuner. There again, I apologize for.
I don't even want to try.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Either way, they are looking to get that redubbed, which is I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. All right. So moving forward,
did they get mad at any of the other characters of African descent?
Not that
might have been played by white people.
Not that I know of.
Okay, I was just curious.
All right,
because if there's a problem with one, I imagine there's a problem with 75% of the cast.
Right. But either way, moving on. It's a little more sad news, let's say that. So it has been reported that the beloved animator Dale Burr, at the age of 70, died from complications due to ALS. Apparently, he was a beloved Disney anime feature, animated and co-author of his own studio, Burr Animation Company. Burl won a Annie for Outstanding Achievement in Character Animation for his work on The Emperor's Groove in 2001.
The Emperor's New Groove?
Yeah, Emperor's New Groove in 2001. Okay. And a Westshire Macau Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. Burl started as a Disney animator in 1970. Burl started at Walt Disney in 1971, being only the second person to be hired into the studio, into their training company. He was best known for his work on Robin Hood. Continued Frozen
continued into Frozen,
and
I'm guessing,
in 2013, and beyond. His landmark works were Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Lion King. He was the supervising role for adult Simba, Emperor's New Groove, The Princess and the Frog, and many other accomplishments. So his presence in the animation world we missed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on. This came out on the 11th of January of this year. The Critics' Choice Awards, or the CCA, announced the winners of the Critics' Choice Super Awards on Saturday, which was the 11th, during special broadcasts on the CW. It was hosted by Kevin Smith and Dana Forcer. I'm going to mispronounce that word anyway, that person's name. So if anybody in the chat or whatever knows how to pronounce names, help me out, please.
What is it?
Fernandez. Thank you. I am terrible at pronouncing names. I'm not going to try to say it again. I'm sorry. In honor for... Either way, let's get into what anime movies actually did win something.
Okay.
All right, so Disney Plus Soul actually won 3 awards. Soul, it won Best Animated Movie, as well as Best Animated Voice in an anime movie by Jamie Foxx, and Best Voice Actress in an anime movie role, and Tina Fey. And
if you want to hear our thoughts on that, go check out our reactions episode on Soul.
Exactly. And my last bit of news, comes from comicbooks.com. Following the announcement that Batman, the animated series, has finally shifted in the DC Universe platform onto HBO Max, it seems the future of the classic cartoon could bring a little light. Speaking on their latest episode of Fat Man Beyond podcast, co-host Mark Bernadette and Kevin Smith brought the rumor to light that with the former firmly labeled as a rumor. And according to Kevin Smith, Burnett said this, the rumor that HBO Max is looking to make Batman, the animated series, sequel, that they want to continue that forward. Burnett said, as Smith covered what was very clearly a huge smile on his face.
But technically, they already made a sequel to Batman the Animated Series.
It's called Batman Beyond.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the adventures of Batman and Robin.
It's in the same vein.
It's the same name. And also, you could also claim that the rest of the DC animated universe was a sequel to Batman the Animated Series.
Very true, but I think they're more referring to...
I know, a direct sequel.
Yeah, continuation.
Which is, if they can work in what's going on with the rest of the series, that the DCAU that happened around that time, that would be cool. I don't think they're going to, because why would they allow us to have fun?
Yeah, and also I can see a certain... Watchtower database guys who are all about going crazy over this.
Oh yes,
it's like, what? You can't do this. Go scroll our things up. Well, tough luck. If it happens, it happens.
Well, I will say
I think that's all the bit of news we have.
No,
are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure. There was an announcement made today.
Okay,
by Walt Disney themselves.
Okay,
on Disney Plus on February 19th.
Mm-hmm.
They are releasing, for the first time on streaming, with its final 2 seasons, the first time that it's been available in 20 years, all 5 seasons of The Muppet Show.
I
am terribly excited about this.
If you didn't
see our Facebook today.
No. It's like all you saw was yes.
Oh man,
he was just a little excited. About here going to the stratosphere.
But yeah, you got to remember, this is the show that really. There were Muppets before this,
yes,
because you had, of course, Kermit had been around since the 50s on Washington D.C. Public television,
right?
Rolf the dog had hung out on the Jimmy Dean show for a while, and there'd been commercials and such like that. They're even on Saturday Night Live for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But the Muppets as we know them today started on The Muppet Show. That's where you got your Fozzie Bear. That's where Miss Piggy came around.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Gonzo came around. Anything that is really the series, and it is some of the best things that the Muppets have ever done. So if you're curious, go on February 19th when that releases, go check it out. There are a number of good episodes. If you're a Star Wars nut, go ahead, check out the Star Wars episode. That'll take care of everything, because that's got Mark Hamill, that's got C-3PO, that's got R2-D2, that's got Chewbacca. It's a good episode.
Alrighty,
go check that out. In my opinion, that's what you should do. Anywho, that brings us to the end of the news finally.
Yes.
So let's jump into the spoiler-free section of our review of Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, the Three Musketeers. So this was the first time I had watched this.
Same here.
However, not the first time I experienced this particular version of the Three Musketeers, because I played the level in Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance.
Of course.
The County of the Musketeers is the name of that level. And I remember playing through that level and thinking, this is hilarious. What movie is this based on? I've got to know. And of course I found out, and I just never got around to watching it, even when I saw that when Disney Plus launched last year that they had the movie on there. It just was not something I went and hit play on until now. But this is actually very good. I was surprised how good it was for something that I assumed when I had first saw the DVD case at Walmart. I assumed it was just some stupid little thing for the kids to get excited over. I didn't know how good it was going to be.
Yeah, and how significant it is.
Yeah. So yeah, this is if you're on the fence about whether or not to go watch this, go watch it. It's a good movie. It's only an hour and 7 minutes long. Ish. Minus commercials. But yeah, go watch this. It's good.
It is good. It is very good. Oh my gosh.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts on this film. Well, very funny story. Very funny story leading up to this. So at my apartment currently, I don't have internet. Shocker of shock that most people don't have internet, but I don't have internet in my house.
No, I wouldn't have guessed this.
But so I downloaded it on my iPad. So I get home, we we record 2 episodes for Thundercats 2011 for TAS. And then I go back to the apartment, watch another episode of Thundercats because I'm just like gobbling these all up because I enjoy it so much now. And so I sit down with my iPad and hit play. It says no internet connection. I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Hold on, back up.
Downloads.
Yeah, downloads. I just had to play. I hit the title.
Yeah.
So for a momentary second, I mentally freaked. I was like, oh no!
For a momentary second, you were about to text me and say, can I stand outside your door and download this? And I'd say, you can come in and watch me defeat evil adults while you're downloading it if you want.
So yes, I eventually did wind up watching it. I did post it on Facebook, and yes, to get people to kind of guess what movie there was.
Nobody
they did actually.
Someone did finally guess it.
Yeah,
I liked some of the things that popped up first thing last night.
Oh yeah, that's always fun when I post something about the movie I'm watching and the random guesses of what it was. It was like Mootopia. It's like no, it's not Mootopia. Where's it? What is this Mootopia you speak of?
Sounds like an interesting movie.
Yeah,
like all cow sequel to Zootopia.
Yeah, which apparently they're going to do a Zootopia TV series.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Either way, I enjoyed this movie.
Jim's Mulan.
Yeah, Mulan. That was a good one. That was very good.
Bovine and the Beast.
Bovine and the Beast. More like Movine and the Adult.
Yes. Anyway.
Either way, I enjoyed this movie tremendously. It has got a lot of character, a lot of class to it. I think it's the first time we actually do get Mickey, Donald, and Goofy in one movie together. It's not segments. It's they're in one movie together. It's the first time. And they've been trying to
go ahead and get my trivia out. Go ahead.
Well, never mind. I'm
teasing with you. I'm teasing with you.
So yeah, this movie was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I think I was laughing, I was smiling watching this and watching the entire time. Granted, this was made in 2004. Thank you. It was made in 2004, and I enjoyed it tremendously. And I'm like you. I remember seeing it on store shelves, and I think at that point,
there's a part of you that when you look at the art there on the case, it makes you think of the Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory kind of movie.
Exactly.
There's that kind of thought process that goes through
Disney.
your mind. Except it's Disney. It's like they're the Three Musketeers, but they're Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. How does this work?
Yeah.
I don't know why it was so hard for me to understand, but anyway. So are we ready to spoil the heck out of this thing?
Yes, let's do this.
Alrighty. So join us on the other side of the break, and we will get on top of that.
Yoke.
I actually do have to hit stop.
Yes, you do.
Before I try to save.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for this part of the show.
If you who are in here,
yeah, those of you who are watching and those who will be watching, if you haven't seen the movie yet, go watch the movie. It's worth a watch. It's on Disney Plus. It's about an hour long, like Drew said before. So go watch it. Now, if you're someone like me who doesn't really mind spoilers so much, as long as you still enjoy the film, come back, listen to us, or watch us here on YouTube or on Facebook
or on Twitch.
Yeah,
wherever you're watching us currently.
Exactly.
At this moment.
Exactly. Or you watch this future on YouTube
and Facebook
and
Twitch.
Okay.
It saves it everywhere.
Yes, I completely agree with you.
Anyway,
either way, we will get into our proper spoiler section in just a moment. So hang in there.
I am thinking of, for the CGC bumper, to go ahead and use Retro Rewind podcast. Do you know why?
They've already done this movie?
No. Francisco hates Disney movies.
Why didn't you give me that ammunition before we went on that show?
Well, he does. He said it on our chat a couple times.
That is true.
He doesn't hate all Disney. He just doesn't like Disney. A lot of what we would consider classic Disney, he's not a big fan.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's gonna be fun when they come on.
Well, we're not thinking of. Well, we are thinking of a Disney movie. I just thought of that.
Yes, we are.
As a double feature with them. But anyway.
Yeah, that's down the road.
And not finalized yet. So don't quote us on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho. So you ready to jump into this?
Let's do it.
All right. Coming back in. The following is a spoiler-filled review for the movie Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, The Three Musketeers. Listener discretion is advised. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, The Three Musketeers, was directed by Donovan Cook, who previously directed Two Stupid Dogs. It was written by, and this is the name I'm going to mess up, Evan Spylatopoulos. I apologize. But he also directed wrote the live action Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
And David Mickey Evans also wrote this. He previously wrote The Sandlot.
Oh, good movie.
Mm-hmm. Also, the screenplay writer on this was Robin Kingsland, and she wrote the screenplay for Mickey's House of Mouse, a lot of those episodes.
Oh, okay.
Plus the special Mickey's House of Villains.
Ah.
Now, the movie does not credit the author of The Three Musketeers, because by all technical accounts, this movie doesn't follow the story of The Three Musketeers.
No, it doesn't.
So I wrote down that it was inspired by the book The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas, who also previously wrote, or after this wrote, I'm not sure on the timeline, The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes.
That book. And the music was by Bruce Broughton, who also did the music for The Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah, good movie.
So we're getting into the cast here. Now, y'all know I always have the Kingdom Hearts connections usually situated at the bottom. Here's the thing. There's only one person on this list who is not playing somebody in Kingdom Hearts. And a lot of them are reprising their roles from this movie at the very least. So I'm just going to include everything. Wayne Allwine plays Mickey Mouse. Did you know there was a background character named Ducky in the original Toy Story?
Yes.
It's not the Ducky from Toy Story 4.
Okay.
And Wayne Allwine did the voice of that Ducky.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Also, do you know how hard it is when you're looking through Wayne Allwine, Tony Anselmo, and Bill Farmer's IMDb to find something that's not their these characters?
Really?
It is hard to find stuff. But Tony Anselmo, of course, is Donald Duck.
Okay.
And he played a thug guard in The Great Mouse Detective.
Huh. That's a good movie, by the way.
It is.
We read it.
And Bill Farmer, of course, is both Goofy and Pluto. And he did an additional voice. And do you know of the Disney Channel or Disney XD show, The 7D?
No, I don't.
It is essentially a modern kind of telling of the lives of the Seven Dwarfs.
Okay.
Before they ran into Snow White.
Sense. Yeah.
And Bill Farmer does the voice of Doc in that show.
Okay.
Also, his characters in Kingdom Hearts that I did not mention that Mickey played Mickey in Kingdom Hearts, and then Donald's character played Donald, but they did. But along with playing Goofy and Pluto in Kingdom Hearts, Bill Farmer also played Horace Horsecollar and Sleepy. So he's played two dwarves. I wonder if he's played more. What was that?
Checking something. Okay, yeah, we're still live.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay. Russie Taylor played Minnie Mouse. Sorry, allow me to rephrase that. Russie Taylor played Her Majesty Queen Minnie Mouse. You gotta follow the rules here.
Yeah.
She also played the characters of Lorb. She also played the character of Lorbs, Florina, and the Lorb Guard in Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. And she played in Kingdom Hearts, along with playing Queen Minnie, Huey, Dewey, Louie, Fauna, Fairy Godmother, and Drusilla.
Wow.
In Kingdom Hearts. Tress MacNeille played the lady-in-waiting Daisy Duck.
Ah, okay.
She, of course, played Princess Angelina Contessa Luisa Francesca Banana Bana Fofesca III, a.k.a. Dot Warner, in Animaniacs. She also played the Queen of Hearts in Kingdom Hearts, along with Chip, Merryweather, and Kanga. And, of course, Daisy, the Duchess of Duck, in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
That was her title in that.
Gotcha.
Jim Cummings played Pete.
Of course.
He is, of course, known as Darkwing Duck. And along with playing Pete in Kingdom Hearts, he also voiced Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Cheshire Cat, Julius, and Ed.
Yep.
That's the Ed from
Lion King.
You know, the guy you didn't realize had a voice.
Yeah.
Had any lines. He's just laughing all the time. You half were convinced was Frank Welker.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Frank Welker.
Of course. It's either him or Jim Cummings.
But April Winchell played Clarabelle and an additional voice. And she played Cruella de Vil in 101 Dalmatians, the series. I didn't even know there was 101 Dalmatians, the series.
Well,
and it makes sense. I just didn't know it.
I knew I'd heard there was a series, but I never looked into it.
And she's the only one on here who doesn't play a Kingdom Hearts character somewhere. That I've so far. Give it time.
They'll be there.
Actually, there's one other one. But anyway, Jeff Bennett played the Beagle, two of the Beagle Boys.
Yeah.
He's, of course, known for playing Johnny Bravo. And in Kingdom Hearts, he played Merlin, Geppetto, Mr. Shmee, Bashful, Lumiere, Beryl, and the mayor of Halloween Town. Maurice LaMarche played the middle-sized Beagle Boy.
Okay.
He is, of course, known as playing the Brain in Pinky and the Brain, and Mr. Big in Zootopia. And he reprised his role as Middle Beagle Boy in Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Cool.
Rob Paulson played the Troubadour. He is, of course, known as for playing Pinky in Pinky and the Brain.
Yes.
Yakko in Animaniacs. And in Kingdom Hearts, he played Jacques and the Grand Duke in Kingdom Hearts.
And he played a few turtle voices.
Well, yeah, but they weren't in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah, but also they're turtles.
Okay. Shannon Gregory.
You know, the teenage type?
I know. The mutated ones, too.
Yeah.
Shannon Gregory played additional voices in this. And her only other thing I thought of this, she only had 3 acting credits. One of her other ones was additional voices in Osmosis Jones.
Really?
Our good buddy, Frank Welker, was additional voices here. And I decided to talk about how he played Runt in Animaniacs, since I listened to so many other Animaniacs actors so far.
True.
And in Kingdom Hearts, he played Experiment 221, Sparky. Linda Harmon was one of the singers during the opera.
Okay.
She was in the Whoville Choir in the live-action How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Really?
Yeah. And last but not least, Jess Harnell was the soloist who sang Modern Major General during the opera.
Yeah.
He is, of course, known for playing Wacko Warner in Animaniacs. In Kingdom Hearts, he played additional voices and Dr. Finkelstein and Locke.
Okay.
So I want to put this in, what's the word I'm looking for?
Context?
Perspective. This Disney property features the voices of Yakko, Wacko, Dot, and the Brain.
Yes.
And Pinky. In one feature. So the entire cast of Animaniacs was in this movie.
From
Modern Animaniacs.
Yeah, from Warner Brothers.
From Warner Brothers. Or in this one. So yeah, they do work around.
They do.
All right, what do we got in info and stuff?
All right, info and stuff. It is not a lot. Let's just say that. If I can read up. All right. So for info and stuff, you can watch this on Disney Plus. Relatively available, or if you have a subscription to Disney Plus, and it is worth the money. Do it if you feel led to. And my notes shifted. Gotta love that. All right, so on Rotten Tomatoes, this why? Just why?
Because nobody saw it.
Apparently. All right, so it has a 36% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 49% for an audience score.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
And it's a little better on IMDb, a 6.4 out of 10. It's like, this is a good movie, people. What
very good. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, come on.
Can't stand cartoons?
Apparently, I've known podcasts for doing that. Oh, it's above our pay grade.
Yeah.
You're a podcast.
Well, below our pay grade.
Yeah, below our pay grade. Thank you. It's like, really? All right. So, out of that rant out of the way, production companies.
We're not opinionated at all.
Huh?
We're not opinionated at all.
No, of course not. All right. Production companies, and I will get this right. Disney Toon Studios, Walt Disney Pictures, distributed by Walt Disney Home Entertainment. Its release date was August 17th, 2004. It was released on DVD and Blu-ray on the same day. For the film's 10th anniversary, it was released on Blu-ray on August 12th, 2014.
Okay.
And that's all I got info stuff, because you can't find cell numbers on this thing. Nowhere. Because apparently it did that poorly.
Which is sad.
Yeah. So yeah, sad. Go watch it on Disney Plus. Give this movie some love because it needs it.
Indeed. Let's get into the summary so you can find out why this is so good.
Yeah.
Our story begins with the Troubadour, a French accented turtle who loves songs, backstage of a show trying to remind the narrator that he promised to use one of the Troubadour songs. The narrator ignores the turtle and breaks his promise, but accidentally falls through a trapdoor just as our show is about to begin. Consequently, the Troubadour is ushered to tell the audience the story at the last minute. Panicking, the Troubadour quickly picks up the Three Musketeers comic book and begins reading. He describes every single word and expressions of the characters as he is so into the comic. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy, and Mickey's dog Pluto are street urchins who, while being robbed by masked bandits played by the Beagle Boys, are saved by the Royal Musketeers, Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan. Mickey is gifted one of their hats, inspiring them to follow their example and become musketeers. However, in the present day, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are lowly janitors for the Musketeers headquarters, and their dreams are still far away. Unfortunately, they are very clumsy and constantly cause messes. After an incident disturbs the captain of the Musketeers, portrayed by Pete, he scornfully tells the trio that they cannot become Musketeers because Donald is a coward, Goofy is a doofus, and Mickey is just too small, leaving the three downhearted. Meanwhile, Minnie Mouse, Princess of France, and her lady-in-waiting, Daisy Duck, are in a palace discussing Minnie's obsession with finding her one true love. Daisy says that she must marry someone who is of royal blood, and Minnie insists that she cannot marry someone who she does not love. Minnie says she will know the one when he makes her laugh. Minnie then takes a walk in the palace garden and barely survives an attempt on her life as the Beagle Boys attempt to drop a safe on her. The Beagle Boys run to tell their boss, revealed to be Captain Pete, that they were not successful in dropping the safe on Minnie. In response, Pete clobbers them for misunderstanding his orders, saying that he wanted them to keep her safe until he can take over the kingdom.
Typical Beagle Boys.
The Beagle Boys are misunderstood and are punished by Pete's lieutenant, Clarabelle, who all fall into a short pit. Pete is then summoned by Minnie, who demands he produce musketeer bodyguards. Realizing that skilled musketeers will jeopardize his plan to overthrow the princess, Pete quickly goes to the janitor room and tells Mickey, Donald, and Goofy that they passed his test and have what it takes to become musketeers, knowing they will be easy to get rid of. After meeting each other and attacking Daisy by mistake, Minnie falls in love with Mickey and feels safe at the hands of his bravery. Pete gives a chance to the Beagle Boys to kidnap Minnie and Daisy so he can become king tomorrow when he is announced at the opera. Da, 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 da. Okay, sorry.
Now I got the Imperial March in my head.
Da, 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 da. Okay, when Minnie and Daisy are protected by Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, who all go on a journey in a carriage, they are all ambushed by the Beagle Boys, who attack and fight Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. Donald hides, with Minnie and Daisy trying to persuade him to fight back, and Goofy is easily defeated and thrown off the carriage. Mickey is also defeated and thrown off, leaving only Donald, but he is too scared and throws himself off. The trio are stranded, but Mickey encourages his friends not to lose hope when Pete makes them become Musketeers. Or when Pete made them become Musketeers. The trio rush to rescue Minnie and Daisy from an abandoned tower. When they are unable to open the door, Goofy tries to break it open, but Mickey, upon seeing a push sign on the door, opens it as Goofy rushes by. He zooms past the Beagle Boys and out the tower window where he is thrown by a tree, kicked by a cow, and launched back into the tower by a windmill, where he falls past the Beagle Boys and back down to where Mickey and Donald are. The trio quickly catch up to the Beagle Boys just as they throw Minnie and Daisy into a cage. While battling the Beagle Boys, Donald retreats, while Mickey and Goofy are cornered. But Goofy, upon seeing a Goofy-shaped hole in the window behind the Beagle Boys, remembers what happened when he tried to break down the tower door and gets the idea to do the same thing again with Mickey, knocking the Beagle Boys into the river and allowing them to save Minnie and Daisy. Donald reconciles with the group and declares victory. Afterwards, Mickey unties Minnie and makes her laugh, and the two mice fall in love and spend time alone with each other as they head home. Pete is furious that the Beagle Boys failed in their task and realizes that the three protagonists are more of a threat than he originally anticipated. He then plans to get rid of them one by one. While on night duty, Goofy is lured away from the palace by Clarabelle, who uses a shadow so good too. Goofy is lured away from the palace by Clarabelle, who uses a shadow puppet of Mickey with her hands, which makes Goofy follow the shadow. After hearing about escargot peanut butter, the shadow then vanishes, in which Goofy is cornered, subdued, and kidnapped by Clarabelle. The Beagle Boys appear before Donald and attack him, scaring him into hiding, before Pete traps him and puts Donald in the guillotine. Donald discovers a picture of Pete dressed as a king and laughing at a caged Minnie, along with 3 gravestones with his, Mickey, and Goofy's names on them, and finds out about Pete's plan to become king and trap Minnie somewhere where she will be hidden and that the trio will be killed and not able to rescue Minnie. At that moment, Donald escapes at the last second, causing Pete to lose his peg leg after he dives under the guillotine's blade to try and prevent his escape. Pluto finds out that Goofy and Donald are missing and bumps into Mickey to warn him. Donald returns to the castle and tells Mickey the whole story, but fearfully says that they ought to quit being Musketeers, claiming it's every duck for himself. Mickey tries to convince Donald by saying that they were able to stop Pete from kidnapping Minnie, but Donald reveals that he had been hiding when he fought the Beagle Boys before. Mickey tries to reassure Donald that he will be by his side and that Donald coming to warn him took courage. However, Donald apologizes for running off in fear, leaving Mickey and Pluto behind. Mickey is then captured by Pete. With Pluto being unable to save Mickey, Pete chains him up in a dungeon in Mont Saint-Michel that will flood when the tide comes in. Goofy, meanwhile, is chained by Clarabelle and about to be thrown off a bridge into a river to drown. But Goofy falls in love with Clarabelle and wins her heart with his numbskull charm. Clarabelle turns from her evil ambitions and reveals Pete's true intentions to Goofy and that Mickey is in danger. However, the bridge suddenly crumbles and sends both Goofy and Clarabelle into the river below. Donald, who is rowing across the river to escape France, breaks their fall. The tide arrives where Mickey is about to drown. Goofy fails to convince Donald to help him save Mickey, but thanks to a song from Troubadour ridiculing Donald's cowardice, an infuriated and now confident Donald decides to join Goofy. The duo are just barely able to save Mickey before he drowns. After reconciling with each other, they set off to rescue Minnie and Daisy. Minnie and Daisy are captured in a theater and locked in a chest by the Beagle Boys, in which one of them impersonates Minnie, announcing to the public that the throne is now being handed over to King Pete the Magnificent. Pete is happy to become the king and the opera begins. Pluto uses his nose to smell where Minnie and Daisy are. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy arrive and battle Pete and the Beagle Boys on stage, first defeating the Beagle Boys and making them collapse downstage along with Donald and Goofy. Pete then challenges Mickey into a final sword fight, and after Mickey disarms Pete, he is punched by Pete and easily beaten. However, Donald and Goofy, having survived the fall, return and help Mickey defeat Pete by knocking him out. The trio save Minnie and Daisy in front of the audience, although it is unknown what happens to Pete and the Beagle Boys. Clarabelle arrives, reuniting with Goofy and Mickey, and Minnie finally declare their love for one another, as the others do the same. Donald and Daisy, Goofy and Clarabelle, and at the end, Minnie dubs Mickey, Donald, and Goofy Royal Musketeer. Troubadour announces that this was the day that the three heroes finally made their dream come true. Mickey, Donald, and Goofy and the rest of the Musketeers of France sing the final song, All for One and One for All, at the end of the film. And to get into the trivia right quick, before we get into our review, did you know that a Mickey Mouse Three Musketeers movie has been in the works since the 1940s?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Goofy is the only one in the movie to not appear in his traditional attire of the heroes of this movie.
That is true.
This is the first feature-length movie featuring Mickey, Donald, and Goofy on screen at the same time.
Yep.
This is also the first time since the 1930s that Pete has his once trademark peg leg.
Exactly.
And last but not least, Mickey's hat is signed by Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan, the original Musketeers from the novel The Three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was cool.
That was going to go.
So I've talked a lot, as always.
Right.
Jacob, your first like.
My first like, when you brought it up, it made me laugh, was Goofy's... How do you say that? Goofy's plan to foil the Beagle Boys in the tower by repeating his same fall. Just his mental gymnastics is absolutely incredible, because in the movie, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Goofy is described as adult. Be like, he's, there's not brain cells up there to do anything, but what everyone says. But with this scene, he's seeing the trajectory of what, like, his fall. He understands the drop, the gravity, the momentum, the inertia, everything about how it's going to happen, even when the cow is going to kick them again.
Yeah.
And obviously, because it's Disney logic, animation logic, it's such a great scene. It's so incredibly wonderfully made, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. It has so many great gags and balls to it. That one scene where Goofy at the first goes full tilt into the tower, does all this gymnastics, and then when he sees the
hole he made.
The whole he made through the
forgot happened by the time they get back up there.
And then that stroke of genius is like that light bulb goes off in his head. It's like, and he grabs Mickey and they just run through it. I thought that was hilarious. So well done, well executed. Just the goofy, lack of word, goofiness was perfect. What's your number one?
Well, before I get to my number one, I want to point out that scene is in the Kingdom Hearts level, but it's played differently.
Okay.
Slightly differently.
Okay.
They're already up there and Goofy hasn't done the gymnastics part.
Okay.
Yet.
Yeah.
But they're up there and they're trapped by the Beagle Boys. And of course, you got Sora there too.
Yeah.
I think it was Sora. It might have been Riku. I don't remember. It's been a while. Anyway, they're up there at the top of this tower. And Mickey's and they don't know how to get out of there because, the same reason they weren't sure how to get out of that situation in the movie.
Right.
And Mickey asks Goofy, does anybody have any ideas? And the Goofy says, well, I got one. And Mickey says, you do? He says, yeah. And it might even be a good one too. Hold on. He says, all right, I'll hold on. And then Goofy just grabs Mickey Mouse and throws him out the window. And I remember watching that and going, that is the most non sequitur thing I have ever seen.
Right.
Wow. So when that movement was coming up in here, I was half expecting that line. Hold on. It might be a good one too. It's the line I was expecting to hear. And I never heard it, but this was just as good. This was just as good. My number one, we'll get to that. I love that this is a musical.
All right.
Now, when I first heard that first song, All for One and One for All, and I heard that it was set to a piece of classical music, I thought, oh no. They went lazy. They picked a random set of songs they didn't actually have to pay the music for. They got people to record it, and then they put words to it. I got thinking it's going to be so lazy, it's not going to work. But the more I listen to it, the more I realize the genius of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, do you know what their cartoon series was called back in the 30s and 40s?
I don't remember.
Well, you know, Warner Brothers had Looney Tunes, and Merry Melodies.
Yeah,
Disney had Silly Symphonies.
That is true.
And part of the purpose of all three of these, along with having the cartoon, and all of them started off being animations set to classical music, kind of like Fantasia is,
right?
But you include Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, or in some cases Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, and all that. And that's what a lot of that was. That's why when you go back and listen to stuff like The Rabbit of Seville, it's all based on The Barber of Seville.
Yeah.
The classic cartoon song, that's classical music.
Okay.
That's Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2.
Okay.
By Franz Liszt.
Okay.
I am a nerd for knowing that, and I don't care. This is a nerd show.
Exactly.
Cartoon nerd show. That's why it counts. So even though when I first started, I thought this is not going to work. And then the more I was listening to it, I thought, oh, this is perfect. This movie is a throwback to classic cartoon movies, the classic cartoon shorts, but set, an hour long. And plus you have to love that line. How did it go? It's in that first song. Hang on. I had to do a quick Google search. I should have looked this up.
It happens. It's a yes. So for those who are watching while Drew does his research, so we did mention we are doing one more movie for this. It's Toon Disney Month.
That's not it.
So
that's from Barbie and the Three Musketeers.
So if you look in the background, there's
a hint.
There's a hint. There's a very large hint, probably over my right shoulder. Now, for those of you who are going to be watching this back, you may already know because we might have already released this episode,
right?
But the hint is there. Just look for it.
I just have to love some of this wording here. If you dare to cross our path, prepare to fall, because we'll fight you all for one and one for all. So if you think you'd care to kick some derriere, you know that as a musketeer you'd be so fierce. They got it. If you want to kick butt, join the Musketeers.
Yes, I agree.
Actually saying those words, and I remember thinking, oh, they know what they're doing with these lyrics. And then of course you've got Pete's bad guy song, as they called it in this, set to "In the Hall of the Mountain King."
Yes,
dun 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 dun, and then of course the Pirates of Penzance's "The Opera." They just keep picking different things from that, including having Wacko Warner essentially sing "I am the very model of a modern major general," which is funny considering in an Animaniacs short, they also made fun of that song with "I am the very model of a major cartoon something." I don't remember it. Anyway, it was funny. Ironically against a pirate. Anyway, all the songs in this are well done, and I can't believe they were the writer, whoever wrote the songs. I didn't think to look that part up, but he did an amazing job making lyrics to fit these songs that didn't have lyrics.
Yeah. It's
also,
very lyrically.
Also, did you know that with the exception of one of the songs, all of these songs are not from operas. They're from operettas.
Really?
Which are a different genre entirely.
Okay.
Only the ones from Carmen, which is the one between Goofy and Clarabelle.
Oh, okay.
Chain of Love or whatever.
Yeah.
Chains of Love. That's the one set to the music from Carmen, and that is an opera.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, the music. I love the songs in this. What's your number 2?
My number 2 would be the fight of the climax of the film. You have this amazing fight on stage, which is incredibly well done, choreographed. It's animated very well for the budget this movie possibly had. We can't find the budget anywhere, which was a pain in the neck doing research for this.
I imagine.
So I mean, like it had a fairly good budget because it had very good animation. So this scene was just all over the place, very well animated. You had perspective, you had forced perspective, and just so well done. The fight scene in between the characters, it's almost an arcing back to like the 1930s, 1920s, how they would choreograph fights, just amazing, amazing, like old black and white films. It had that air of it.
Well, I mean, it's all fencing.
Yeah, it's all fencing. It's all fencing. So it gave that air of like
Errol Flynn.
Exactly.
There was somebody else before the one I was going to go to.
Right.
But the one I was going to go to was the greatest sword fight on screen ever made between
Inigo Montoya
and the Man in Black.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Johnny Cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, there's an argument. Which is better? That fight on the mountaintop or Inigo versus the Six-Fingered Man?
That's...
Admittedly, I think the talking in the Six-Fingered Man fight is better, but...
Yeah, I agree. The very good side point. Very good side point.
We'll have to get to that movie on our other show.
Yes.
So keep that in mind, folks who enjoy our content.
Eventually, we'll get to that movie when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
Exactly. Yes, just the choreograph is amazing. It's funny like you would expect in a Disney film. It's lighthearted, but at the same time, has that air of danger. And it's not like in this movie, they don't pull punches with this. Like characters be like nearly die and that kind of stuff. It's not, we're like, oh, he didn't die. Like the G.I. Joe, the movie.
Yeah.
It's no.
Just to kind of weave my second like in because it's connected. We actually get to see Mickey Mouse nearly drown.
Yeah. He was nearly a drowned mouse.
It's like, he's the star of the company. You can't kill him.
Yeah. It's like, and
you're going to almost drown him.
Yeah, it's almost like killing off Optimus Prime. No, wait, they did that. Thanks, Hasbro.
No, because Optimus Prime was not the company mascot for Hasbro. Mickey Mouse is a trademark.
I agree.
It is the logo of the Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Agreed.
And they nearly killed him.
That's true.
That is weird.
That is weird. It's gutsy.
It's gutsy and it works. And here's the thing. Like I said, I played the Kingdom Hearts level based on this beforehand.
Yeah.
I knew a scene was going to come where Mickey was going to nearly drown because I had a gameplay segment where I had to find him in that stupid place and save him before he drowned. Fun. Actually, it was fairly easy if I remember correctly. But I remember thinking when I was playing that game, Square Enix, you have got some guts to nearly kill Mickey Mouse. And then I watched this movie and go, Square Enix, you copied and pasted, and I still salute you for it. You didn't have to do that scene. You skipped so many other scenes in other games for movies, but still.
True.
So yeah, I knew that was coming, and I do have to salute Disney Toon Studios and the Walt Disney Company for having the guts. I'm going to say guts. It's not the word I want to use, but this is a family-friendly show. Having the guts to put your hero, the hero of the Walt Disney Company, the star of the show, the biggest star, one of the most famous rodents in history, and you nearly tried, and you had the guts to put his life, that character's life, in danger. And even though we knew he was going to survive because he has to, and because there was still 15 minutes of the movie left.
True.
I thank you for trusting your audience, who you had to have known was mostly 12-year-old and below. At least that's who you were shooting for.
Right.
You had the guts to let them think, we're going to kill you, the main character. They didn't do that in any other movie I can think of.
Right.
Where they let the main character nearly die.
It was very bold for them to do that. I'm talking just not great. I wish I would have watched that on the TV, but we'll get there when we get there.
Well, you should have just stayed over here last night because I watched it right after you left.
Meh.
No, wait, no, I didn't. I watched it before you got here.
Yeah, you did.
Never mind.
Because you said that.
Yes. Okay. Your number 3 like, because I threw my number 2 like in there on top of yours.
Yes, you did, but very good segment.
It fit.
It did very well fit. My number 3 would be kind of arcing back to I believe it was your number 1. The music.
Mm-hmm.
The music in this movie is just fun. Now, Grant, I am not a musician in any fashion or form. I enjoy music for music's sake. I'm like someone I know that does not understand art, does not understand it at all, just really, really enjoys it. Can't explain why they really enjoy it, but they really enjoy it. I am that way. No.
I'm going to pay for that later.
Nope. It's not Jim.
Someone in our group?
No. Someone in our church.
Someone in our church, but not in our Bible study.
No.
Okay, I don't know who it is.
Kind of sits on a podium most of the mornings.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about now.
Okay. Do you?
Well, I know when they don't turn his mic off, they really should.
Sorry, Mike.
There was one morning they were a little slow.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
While I was up there in the booth, and I going, yeah.
Cut him off.
You should have cut him off sooner.
Yeah.
He's a great public speaker and a great preacher. He's a horrible singer.
Oh, gosh.
I'm cutting this out.
Either way, just that kind of reminded me of that. But music wise, it's really enjoyable to listen to. Like, first listening to it is like, oh, okay, this is it's interesting. But the further you get along, and definitely hearing your joyful rant about the music in this movie, it's catchy. It's a very catchy tune. It's not the Goofy movie lyrics, but it's fun. It's joyful. It's Pete's song is hilarious. And the kind of bonus fact that Pete has a peg leg, like you said before.
Yeah.
And
he had back during Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, his first ever appearance.
Many of the other cartoons from that era, he just lost that sometime during the 30s.
Yeah,
I gave him a normal leg.
I guess it was more, oh no, you can't have your bad guy have a peg leg.
No,
what?
I don't think it's that.
I don't think it was either.
I think it's just the peg leg was harder to draw and to animate, ironically, than a normal leg would have been.
I agree with you there. But just
plus, it probably didn't fit a cartoon they were doing, and that's when he originally lost it, and they just never drew it again.
That is true. So yeah, just be like the music is enjoyable. The music is very enjoyable. So that is my number 3.
My third are the small character redesigns that they did for this.
Okay.
Now, Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are pretty much Mickey, Donald, and Goofy.
True.
I ain't talking about them. Minnie Mouse has normally she is a carbon copy of Mickey with a bow in her hair.
That is true. She is.
In most cases, and wearing a dress. But the character model is essentially the same.
Yeah.
Here they gave her a little tuft of hair at the front.
They did.
That just made her look cuter.
That is true.
It's like, that's good. They gave Pete a little mustache.
They did.
Which was like, that fits so well. Why is that not part of his normal thing? I mean, I guess it makes him look more French, but still.
Yeah.
Clarabelle being evil was hilarious.
That was good. That was
and
her
good. Her costume that does not fit her normal attire at all.
Right.
It's like, and by the way, I did look it up. This is one of the first times that Clarabelle and Goofy have been boyfriend girlfriend.
Huh?
Because technically, her boyfriend from back in the 30s would have been Horace Horsecollar.
Yeah.
Ironically, voiced by Bill Farmer.
But not in the 30s. But not in the 30s.
Not in the 30s, no. But that is funny. they did that.
Wow.
But Anyway, all these little character redesigns they did to make it fit the art. Even the Beagle Boys. Because here's the thing. I really only know the Beagle Boys from DuckTales.
Woo!
I'm not sure that they were in anything else.
Huh.
I meant to look it up and I didn't. I am sorry. But you look at these Beagle Boys, you look at them and go, yeah, they're the Beagle Boys. And yet they don't look like the Beagle Boys. Weird, strangely enough.
That is true. It's a good design and they have a British accent.
Yes, which is great for people against France.
Yeah, that's true because
the British and the French did not get
along. They didn't.
Much like today.
That is true. Yeah, interesting fact. You know why the French sided with the
Americans?
The Americans,
because the British were who they were fighting.
Exactly.
Of course, that's what it was.
Yeah, the one thing that's the one good side about French. Nothing against our French listeners is
I like their fries.
They came from America.
But they're French fries.
They are French fries. That is true.
They're French cut fries, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, it's either way. From the historical me, it's just more
I
like
know, I'm being facetious too. Besides, this is America. They're called freedom fries.
I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, I hadn't either.
It's like 2001.
Pretty much. But anyway, I like the little redesigns for all the characters, and I love the animation.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I don't know what it is about this, but there is a lot of money in the animation for this. It almost feels like it must be an early digital animated thing.
Yeah. Because
this is not cell animation. It's too smooth for cell animation.
Agreed.
But it's not vector art either. Because it's too alive for it to be vector art.
True.
So this has got to be the cap system where they just did the whole thing in caps and had no pencil side whatsoever, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's just this looks on par with this is 2004. This animation looks better than Emperor's New Groove, which is 3 years before this.
Wow,
and
you're saying
budget.
something with that. That is true.
Something. But this animation is cleaner and smoother than that. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So yeah, I love the animation and I love the little character redesigns in this, and that is my number 3.
All right.
So now that we've talked about how much we like about this movie, what do we dislike about this movie?
That is a very good question. I don't know. I don't know. There's so much good about this film.
I've got one. It's too short.
It is too short.
I understand that, this was kind of straight to DVD, probably. Maybe show on Disney Channel a couple times.
Right.
So you had to have it fit in a certain time frame, and maybe with commercials, this would probably equal about an hour and a half.
Right.
I don't care. It's too short because there's needs to be a little bit more spacing between the songs, I think. We've got 2 love songs, which is kind of odd, but it works. It's just too short. I want more of it. And that if there's a good dislike to have, it's that it's too short and you want it to be longer because that means it was good.
That is true.
Do you have anything?
The only thing I think of is that it was never released to theaters, and this would have been a great movie that, like, the fact that you've never had Mickey, Donald, or Goofy in the same movie ever
on screen at the same
time.
Because here's the thing, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, that was in a theater.
Yeah.
But Mickey, Donald, and Goofy, despite being the stars of each of their little individual shorts, were not on screen at the same time.
Well, they only showed up
at the very end.
Yeah, they were.
And that doesn't count for what we're talking about because these are them in starring roles.
That is true.
On screen at the same time. The other time I can think of when they were on screen at the same time was in a Goofy movie because Goofy was the main character.
Yeah.
And Donald and Mickey had cameos.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, during the Open Road song.
Okay.
Where Mickey says it's California or bust.
Yeah.
Donald is right behind him on that road.
Okay.
So they have cameos.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, it's just the movie never went to theaters, and they could have. Yeah, exactly. This like
it would have been short, but yes. I mean, they've had short movies in theaters before.
You could put another short in front of it.
Yeah, throw something else in front of it. There's had to have been something.
This was 2004.
Yeah. Throw 3 old. They should have put in there 3 classic Mickey, Donald, and Goofy cartoons in front of it. Then show this.
Yeah,
and you're good.
Yeah, it's a big feature. Yeah. Like, even though you're throwing like a bunch of shorts and you throw a short film in front of it and behind it, it would have been great. But I guess well, theater releases cost a lot more than DVD releases.
This would have made its money back, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Whatever money it had.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever budget. Give me the budget, please. This drives me nuts. As the info and stuff guy.
Yeah. Do you realize that this movie, along with The Return of Jafar, are the only 2 straight to DVD movies that Kingdom Hearts has adapted?
Really?
And between those 2, do you know what this movie has over Return of Jafar?
What's that?
It's original. This is a completely original thing, and Kingdom Hearts went ahead and put it on there and made it technically a part of Mickey's past in that game.
Wow.
Franchise. Split right between Timeless River and the modern day. Well, technically Fantasia, but the Fantasia level is hard to explain why it works. Anyway, because, it's Fantasia.
That is true.
But yeah, I mean, this is such a good movie. And that's the thing. The only other dislike I think I have is the Troubadour himself. I just do not like the character.
Yeah, he's a
little annoying.
True.
He was kind of funny in the beginning, but then when he decided, I'm in charge now, it's like, you're going to be annoying for the rest of the film.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, the Troubadour is a bit annoying. That's about it. So our dislikes are kind of just like
stupid.
Exactly.
Stupid
it's almost like small, incredible nitpicks. Yeah. Except for the Troubadour.
Even him, it's like he would have been survivable.
True.
If he's a nitpick only because I would have, if we had any other things come up that were even just remotely bad, they would probably outrank him in terms of going on this
very
list.
Very true.
But that's about it. So are we ready to rank this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I am giving it a 9.
Okay.
It is a good movie. I am so glad we watched it. This is the kind of movie I'm glad we do this podcast to discover, because I probably would not have watched this even with its Kingdom Hearts connection without doing this show, because it's just was not really on my radar.
Yeah.
And the only reason I even picked it for this was because we were trying to figure out how to introduce our coming segment of the year.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to in just a minute.
We will.
And we decided to do all Disney Channel and Disney Toon movies.
Exactly.
And we were looking through that list trying to figure out the last one. I go, The Three Musketeers. I've been meaning to see this because of the Kingdom Hearts level. If nothing else, Kingdom Hearts, you got one person to watch a movie they hadn't intended to watch. You did a good job. Also, those games are good. Anyway,
of course.
I'm giving it a 9. What are you giving it?
Excellent. Okay. Well, originally, like before we started, I was going to give it a 7. And as we've gone through, that's the great thing about having a co-host, that you get their excitement and then you start reminiscing about the film. It's like, I really enjoyed it.
And they bring up stuff that you forgot about.
Exactly.
And make you, oh yeah, that was good. That's going to raise my score.
Yeah, exactly. So it went from a 7 to, heck, I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9 just because it's such a wonderful film that people need to go watch. You can go buy it on Amazon. If you're a Disney Movie Club member, you can buy it there. I am very tempted to go buy it because I just really enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. And heck, if I had kids, I'd be like, hey, let's go watch this movie. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Like, granted, I'd be the goofy dad that's like drags their kids to anime movies all the time, but either way,
talking about it, I'd be the goofy dad who'd be singing along with them on the screen. Musketeers sing, all for one and one for all.
Yeah, that is true.
And annoying my kids that way.
Exactly. So yeah, I give it a 9. It's just it's a wonderful film, wonderful, amazing little film that needs some love, and go buy it.
Yeah,
please. Thank you.
Which brings us to the end of this episode. We, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more episode in season 2 of the Cellcast. And we're using that episode to to actually. Here's the thing. You know how stores open and then a couple weeks later they have their grand opening?
Yeah.
The one they actually sell after they've, trained all their people?
Oh, yeah.
We're kind of doing that.
Yeah, we are. Gonna get a
reopening. Back in September, we started a new segment on the show during the week called the Animated Series.
Yes.
We started that with Star Trek Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm. Go listen to that. It's fun.
And then we reviewed for Halloween the Supernatural episode Scooby Natural.
Mm-hmm.
And then since beginning of November, and admittedly we're in crunch time right now because of what's coming.
Yes.
Because I did not keep up with the release schedule. I will take that blame myself. We have been reviewing Thundercats 2011.
Oh.
And the reason we're had to crunch is because from the beginning, for the past year, we've been working on this.
And I've been editing most of the year.
We have had the idea. Well, we came up with the idea for the animated series, and Jacob, since it was Jacob's idea, he picked what was originally supposed to be our first movie.
Yes.
Our first show. And it requires us to do a movie. Well, we can't do a movie as part of that, part of the show. So we're doing the movie. So for next week. And then starting that movie, I have to say, is Tangled Before Ever After. And starting the following Monday will be our prologue episode of Tangled the series for season 1. And then it's Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure for seasons 2 and 3.
Yes.
We have recorded the entire first season's reviews. Yes. We are 5 episodes?
Yeah, we're 5 episodes in season 2
because scheduling kind of went bonkers on
it. Did it was amazing. So
yes. So we'll be starting that here in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I am actually surprised how good this show is. As much as I thought Tangled is far superior to Frozen.
Yes.
I was not expecting the show. Hey, I didn't even know there was a show until 2 years ago when you showed me that video clip.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh.
Of Rapunzel turning evil. Or whatever. We haven't got to that episode.
No, we don't. It's episode, I think, 16 of that season. And it's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So I didn't even know there was a show. And then you were talking about, oh, great, there's a season 3. I'm thinking, okay, I'd seen season 1 or 2. And then you come up with this idea. It's like, dude, I correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of your inspiration for this animated series, because this was your idea too.
Yeah.
Was a lot of it your excuse to watch through the show?
Yes, it was actually.
I cannot blame you for this.
Yeah, just be like, I saw Tangled the series. There again, Tangled is probably one of my favorite animated movies of all time. And they did the short Happily Ever After, but then they did this in order to explain everything. And I saw like bits and clips of this movie, this show, and I follow Watso videos on YouTube. He's really good. He does a lot of in-depth analysis of this series. It's really good. Now, granted, if you're going in blind with this series, do not watch his stuff. He'll spoil everything about the show, so don't go watch it.
Always watch the show, completely watch the show before you touch any of the special features.
Exactly.
And do not, and I'll tell you this right now, do not go to Wikipedia.
No, don't do it.
Because here's the thing. We have to do research on this show.
Yes.
I have to go and look up characters.
Yes.
This, I'm on the Tangled wiki.
Yeah.
Which that's hilarious. I'm sorry. That is hilarious that that exists,
wiki.
But there's a wiki for everything. There's probably a wiki for Pop-Tarts for all I know.
Yeah.
The Pop-Tart wiki.
Yeah, don't spoil it. No.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm looking up something on a character.
Yes, a certain character.
Because I was trying to figure out how. Well, I was just looking to see this character.
Okay.
So I go to that character's page. And I know when you go to a character's page, you scroll quickly to get down to where you need to pass the plot.
Exactly.
Because you never know when pictures are going to show up.
Exactly.
I did the scroll wheel and I went right down smack to this picture of this character that's a huge spoiler.
Yeah.
I'm going,
scroll.
I'm going to do something. I don't know what. I can't blame anybody but this computer mouse. Actually, that computer mouse. This is a different computer mouse.
So when Drew said that, he mentioned the character with different haircut.
I didn't say which character it was.
No, be like
I mentioned nothing about the character. All I mentioned was I saw a picture of a character with a huge spoiler in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That tells you nothing.
Well, I knew exactly what character he was talking about.
Yes, because we talked about it.
Yes, we did extensively.
Because I had to tell you when I was reviewing that episode. I saw something I should not have seen.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Apologize. I am spoiled slightly.
But yes, we are finally.
Not that Disney Plus themselves didn't spoil that completely.
No, of course not. Anyway. So to let you guys know, we are doing
Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure or Tangled the series, depending on how you word it.
Yeah. So
we are.
Yeah. So we are first going to review
Rapunzel's Tangled Before
Ever After the movie
next week.
Yeah, next week. So we're reviewing that.
Then the following Monday, we're starting Tangled the series.
Yes, and I am super excited.
And I think we both agree we're going to get caught up, so we don't get that far behind again.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yes. So here's the story behind that. So for me, we all get a little lazy, right? Like all of us do. We all get lazy.
The editing was not the problem.
No,
the problem was I went somewhere in May.
That is true.
And it was in June. And literally I had 3 weeks because we were doing so good.
Yeah.
We recorded through April and March. We had all time. We get to the end of season 1. We're starting season 2. I go out of town and I go out of town for 3 separate weekends. And we got out of the habit.
Yeah, we did.
And we tried to get back into the habit, but then Star Trek happened.
That is true.
And we had to record that instead.
Yeah.
We had intended to record the Star Trek episode and then these episodes, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, because Lower Decks came out before, and it was like
it was one of those lightning in a bottle moments. Like, we're perfectly posed to jump on this. If we don't, we're stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And then we did that. We finished that series, which is a good series. You can go watch it on CBS All Access,
soon to be Paramount.
Yes. Quit changing names, Paramount.
Well, I mean, please. That's because it's going from just CBS to everything Paramount.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Why. That makes sense. But either way, then we got done with that, and obviously we're going through Thundercats. So right now we are having to rush through Thundercats to get to finally.
As of right now, I think we've only got 8 episodes left.
Okay,
of Thundercats. If I've done my math correctly.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because there's only 28 episodes.
Yeah.
We are about to record episode 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got 8 episodes of that left.
Okay.
We'll be done with that in a week and a half.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be getting into Tangled, Tangled the animated series.
Mm-hmm. And after that, who knows? Because we got to go through 3 seasons of Tangled.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually looking forward to. I enjoyed all the first season.
Yeah. And
I'm going to have to start season 2 over.
Pretty much.
So I can remember what we were in the middle of at the time.
Pretty much.
I know enough about what happened in season 1, or I can check that stuff. But yeah, I might as well start again over at season 2.
That is true. So yeah.
Anyway, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Join us next time for Rapunzel's
Tangled
Before Ever After.
Yep. It's gonna be one hair at a time.
You could say it's a hair-raising adventure.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Those who
gotta kick y'all out.
Yeah.
Because y'all don't get our Thundercats.
No, you don't.
And believe me, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Exactly. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and listening. You can find us on your favorite podcast directories. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook Live. And also
Twitch.
You can catch us on the social media stuff.
Go to the Facebook page. Everything's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Subscribe to our podcast. Download it. Even if you don't listen to it, download it, delete it. We don't care. Just download it so my stats go up. If you're watching here, that's all I ask. Yeah. Download the episode, delete it, and we move on.
And hopefully get a conversation started about the show, what we review.
And review us on whatever podcast platform you listen to us on.
Yeah, and big thanks to Retro Rewind that community, apparently someone in that community was certain to listen to us for the Thundercats.
Yes.
Yeah, which was like awesome.
Geek Devotions, who has their own YouTube channel.
Okay, Geek Devotions. Okay. Yeah, thank you to Geek Devotions for doing that. And so yeah, when we get into Tangled, the series, I will start posting stuff to a forum, a Facebook page that I follow, which is Tangled. And so we can maybe get some of those people listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, we'll see y'all guys later. We got to skedaddle because we got to
talk about some cats.
We got to talk. We got to spend some time in kitty heaven. We'll see y'all later.
Go listen to the episode. It's great. Thanks, guys.